Hey there. Not going to take up too much of you guys' time, but I did want to speak on something just a little bit. A parent hack that's pretty simple, it's practical, and it helps us to experience more peace in parenthood. Um, and for a lot of us, it may not be at all anything that we were used to seeing when we were growing up. So, that parent hack is to create your day instead of letting your day create you. Okay? Create your day instead of letting your day create you. Waking up in the morning and really being very clear about what you want as far as your parenthood experience is concerned. Okay? Um, what type of energy do I want to give to my children today? What type of energy do I want to abide in today? Right? And what is the energy I wish to feel more of in my home today? Right? So it's just being aware that when you wake up in the morning, we've been conditioned to believe that when you wake up in the morning, it's just you hit the ground running, no time for self reflection, contemplation, no time for creativity, no time for any of that. That's how we've been conditioned. That doesn't mean that that's how we have to operate, right? So you're able to step more into your creator role when you wake up in the morning or even before bed, and you take these questions into consideration for yourself, not just as a method or a parent hack, but as a lifestyle, actually. Like adding some type of self-reflection that puts you in a state of creatorship, um, but making that a habit, right? The alternative to this is waking up and just operating on default mode and hoping that we can squeeze in some time for the things that we want. It's a whole different lifestyle, and it doesn't really cost us anything except for willingness, effort, discipline in a way, and desire. Like if you don't really have a deep desire to experience more peace in parenthood, or to have more fun throughout the day, or to change certain aspects of your current dynamic that tend to bother you, if there isn't a strong desire, um, then doing some of this might seem tedious. But if you have a deep desire to experience more fun, more joy, more happiness, more unconditional love, more peace in the home, then asking these questions not only doesn't cost us a dime, but it can really be transformative, lead to a transformative experience versus just waking up and just hoping and praying that you're going to be able to have time to experience the type of day that you want to have somewhere along the next few hours, right? So what type of energy do I want to give to my children today? Getting very clear every day on what type of energy you want to give to your kids. It doesn't mean that they're going to give it back to you, but we're not trying to love them based on what they give, right? We are attempting to love them despite their humanness. They're going to be human, and they're going to grow and evolve and learn. And in the midst of that, there may be some attitudes, there may be some fights, there may be some them wanting to push against our rules, etc. But it doesn't mean that we don't set an example that it's possible for us to give love regardless of what another is pushing our way, right? So what type of energy do I want to give to my child today? This is one of asking this question in the morning and throughout the day, even, or before having a conversation with them, is one of the ways where you create your day instead of letting your day and situations and other people create your day for you. What's the type of energy that I want to sit in myself today? Am I just going to operate off default mode and hope other people in this world or other situations give me peace? Or am I going to be the one that ensures or makes sure that I put my peace first, and by saying that I intend to experience as much peace throughout the day as possible? Or maybe I'm feeling like I want to experience more fun, and I want the energy that I'm abiding in today be that of fun, contentment, acceptance, right? So when you wake up in the morning and or anytime throughout the day, and you give yourself time to ask yourself, what's the type of energy I want to be in right now? I want to abide in right now. This is one of the ways you create your day instead of letting your day create you. What is the type of energy I want to feel more of in my home? Asking yourself this question as well in the morning or throughout the day is going to also be one of the ways you create your day instead of letting your day create you. These two kind of go hand in hand, because the energy you're feeling, if you're angry, frustrated, and irritated, and just upset, and just in a not so nice mood, not so feel good mood, that's going to be the energy that you're going to be contributing to the home that day, right? So it's really, really powerful when there's nothing wrong with being in a low vibration. There's nothing wrong with being upset or angry or any of that, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, we don't have to stay there. And when we know eventually we're going to feel better again, what is the type of energy that you do want to experience more of in your home? When you're aware of that, when you are more aware of the answer to that question, you're more likely to give that energy to the home yourself, right? Instead of just expecting that other people are supposed to be the creator of that type of energy in the home. When you ask yourself this question, you put yourself in a very empowered position to be somebody who's adding the balance, adding the harmony, adding the love, adding the peace to the home, right? So you want to create your days instead of letting your days create you. A few other ways in which this is done is by realizing that you have a finite amount of time per day, and making it a non-negotiable for certain things. If you went to bed last night and you were like, you know what, I can tell that the boys are just, they really want a little bit more attention from me, and actually I want to give them more attention. Okay, game time. You get to be the one that says, I'm going to, when it's bedtime, I'm going to squeeze in like 10 additional minutes just to sit with them, and just be with them. I don't know what we're going to do, and I don't care. I'm just going to add some 10 minutes to just make sure that I'm adding that extra dose of loving and snuggles and cuddles with them, because I'm the one that creates my day. I'm not letting my day create me. And I can tell that I want to give my kids a little bit more quality time, right? Or it might look something like, I actually want to create time for me to do some EFT. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with EFT. I love it. Also known as tapping. And let's say you want this, just something that helps you release tension, or maybe it's meditation. Okay. Although most of you watching this may already have a game plan going where you are constantly releasing tension every couple hours throughout the day to help prevent you from unconsciously releasing energy. But just as an example, let's say you want more meditation time in your life, but it feels impossible to do it. It's never impossible. It's just being clear on what you want, being aware of what you need, and then loving yourself enough to give it to yourself by saying, okay, I'm doing my microdosing and my meditations throughout the day, but I actually want a little bit more meditation time for me. And so it's saying, okay, I'm glad I called that out. Where can I add that to my day tomorrow? Creating your day instead of letting your day create you. And then you say, you know what, I'm going to wake up 7 to 10 minutes earlier than usual. I'm going to stick it out, and I'm going to suck it up, and I'm going to wake up 10 minutes earlier than usual to give myself those 10 minutes of meditation time, or those 10 minutes to journal, because I'm going to create my day. I'm not going to let my day create you. And let me tell you something. When you give yourself permission to operate like this every day, you feel a lot less of a victim to life or to parenthood. You feel a whole lot more energized. You feel a whole lot more empowered. And those feelings help you to interact with your environment and your children from a higher frequency, a higher vibration, from more love, from more peace, from more clarity, versus not at all taking into consideration that you are able to create your day instead of letting your days create you. Okay. So it's just being more clear basically on what it is, taking into consideration how things have been going and where you see you would like to add a little bit more fun, a little bit more fun, a little bit more joy, a little bit more peace, a little bit more you time, a little bit more quality time with the kiddos, right? And realizing that you have the ability to literally add that in small doses throughout your day, and small doses equal major doses in the long run versus if you did not take the time to create certain segments of your day that are filled with things that bring you joy and bring your house joy, right? So I'm going to wrap this up by sharing that what I just shared with you is not always going to feel easy. And the mind, we have been conditioned to believe that what I just shared is selfish. We don't have time for it. It's irresponsible. It's not normal. We've been conditioned to believe that what I just shared is not going to be productive. We're not going to be efficient. And those beliefs and thoughts are what prevents us from showing ourselves tremendous acts of self-love, because we've been conditioned to believe that self-love is selfish. But a lot of what I just shared wasn't just about you. It was about being clear about what you want to give to your children as well. But the more that we love ourselves enough to create our day instead of letting our days create us, the more happy we are, the more at peace we are. And it doesn't cost us a dime to operate like this. It's starting where we're at with what we have, and it's elevating our peace and happiness levels just by giving ourselves the permission to create our days in a way. It doesn't mean we're not going to go to work. It doesn't mean that we're not going to do the housework. It doesn't mean that we're not going to take care of the diapers or the children or do our homework with the do the homework with the kiddos. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that along with all of our parenting responsibilities, we are also going to make it a point to create segments of our day that add things to it that we value, that we value. And it's a tremendous act of self-love to do that. And if we did not grow up being treated that way or watching adults create their own life and feel empowered and live from an empowered state of being, then it might seem like it's impossible for us to do, or that it's irresponsible for us to do. Or we might be in a pattern or in a habit of feeling very disempowered. So to create your days instead of letting your days create you might feel super foreign to what you're used to. But you are worthy of that type of love. You are worthy of creating your day. You are worthy, 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 worthy of it. And your family is worthy of experiencing that version of you that feels more empowered and able to do so. And just of all the benefits that come with it. More fun, more joy in the house, more of a feeling of freedom. Things are still getting taken care of. Actually, things get taken care of far better than they did before, because when you feel more empowered and are adding things to your day that feels good to you, your energy levels are higher and you're feeling more peace. Therefore, you're able to operate from more clarity. So everything is actually far more efficient and productive than prior to you starting to actually intentionally create your days. Okay. The other thing I wanted to mention was how how critical you are to the overall energy of your home, right? How critical you are as far as the overall energy of your home. And so loving yourself to the degree that you are willing to create your days instead of letting your days fully create you, instead of letting what happens in the day dictate what you do 24/7, but instead adding things to your days deliberately that are reflective of the things you value. Quality time with the kids, quality time with yourself, maybe your favorite 30 minutes of your favorite stand-up comedian, One of the moms here, I love them so much. I know that we meant to meet up in this lifetime to do this work that we're doing together, but one of the other reasons that I met her was so that she could put me on to Pete Davidson. Because for so many years, I was just ignoring him as a stand-up comedian. No particular reason. He just wasn't on my radar. But she mentioned that that's one of her favorite comedians, and guess what? He's one of my favorite ones too. Um, he just genuinely makes me laugh. Anyways, the point of me sharing that is when you make it a point to love yourself enough to be like, I like comedy and I want to laugh more. I'm a mom and I take care of these kids and I take care of this home and I do all this stuff, but I want to laugh more. Instead of waiting for life to work out in some way that adds more laughter to your day, instead of being basically like waiting on someone or something to bring more joy to your life, you give it to yourself. Maybe you carve out 20 minutes of your day to just sit down and watch Pete Davidson be hilarious, or watch Dave Chappelle or Cat Williams, or whoever your favorite comedian is, and give yourself that. Oh, so simple, doesn't cost you a dime. You are worthy of that. You are worthy of that. And it also does add more joy to the home. You loving you and creating your days intentionally adds more of the type of energy that you want to be in your home. More love, more peace, more joy, more clarity. And by the way, living like this also makes you a lot less irritable when it comes down to you're triggered a whole lot less, because you're allowing yourself to be more rich on the inside, more full of love and laughter and the things that you want to do, so you feel more wealthy and rich on the inside. And when you feel more full and wealthy and rich on things that really matter on the inside, that thing that the kids have always done that used to irritate you tends to irritate you a whole lot less, or not at all. So create your day. Do not let your day create you. Okay. And then one of the reasons that this can also be so powerful is because you start to actually do different things. You start to actually bring things into your life that make you feel higher, more uplifted, more joyful, and you're actually doing different things. Your day doesn't always look monotonous, same thing every single day. Of course, you stick to your routines that make you feel good, but because you're injecting laughter or additional quality time with the kiddos, or injecting additional alone time with your partner, or additional alone time to read your favorite book throughout the day sometimes, because you're injecting things that really light you up in little doses here and there, your days, you start to feel like a kid again when you wake up, because your day is just going to go a little differently than it went yesterday, because today you put on your schedule that you want to add 10 additional minutes with your daughter, Chloe, that you love spending time with. And you're excited to add those, because she doesn't even know she's going to get those 10 additional minutes at nighttime or throughout the day to hang with you. It just makes your life more fun when you start to give yourself permission to do this in small doses that are doable. It's actually possible to live this way. It is. But baby steps, right? Baby steps. And just first of all, getting clear on what you want more of in your life and giving yourself permission to operate that way. Okay. Let's see, what else? The last thing I wanted to share was, this is one of the ways you start to live an empowered life. This is one of the key components of empowered parenting. We can't really parent from an empowered state of being unless we're experiencing an empowered state of being. And when you feel empowered when you feel creative, when you feel like you can actually create what you want instead of depend on this world to give you what you want and need. You feel more empowered, and you're operating from a more empowered state of being when you give yourself permission to give it to yourself. You want more peace? Give it to yourself. Start giving yourself time to release tension by meditating for 30 seconds every couple hours. That's empowered. You're not waiting on anything in this world to let you know that it's time for you to take a break. You're giving yourself the breaks that you need. Empowered. You want more time to read your favorite novel? Start giving yourself 10 minutes every day at some point in the day to read that novel. Better than no time at all. Better than no time at all. Give yourself what you want. You want more time with your youngest because you can see that you want more time with your oldest because you can kind of see that he's feeling a little bit off about the new baby. He's still hasn't really fully adapted yet and feels kind of like he's not getting as much time as he used to since the baby arrived. Add 10 additional minutes of snuggle time. Don't even tell him about it. Just, oh, it's bedtime, and he goes to bed. And then, you know what, buddy, you want to stay up with me for an additional 10 minutes and just talk and chill and relax? Boom. And 10 minutes scattered throughout the week can equal additional 30 minutes of quality time with him. 30 minutes of additional quality time with him for the month is 120 additional minutes of quality time with him. It adds up. It adds up. Going weeks thinking you don't have enough time to read your favorite book that makes you feel so good, or listen to your favorite CDs or albums that make you feel so good. Going weeks feeling like you didn't have the time to be able to do it, and then waking up and creating your day and adding 10 minutes throughout the day for you just to jam out to your favorite playlist or to read your favorite book. 10 minutes a day, that equals 70 minutes per week. That equals 280 minutes per month. If my math is off, it's okay. You get my message, right? 280 minutes per month. Then multiply that by 12 months. And you've given yourself that much more time to jam out or read your favorite book. But you have to be the one to, number one, care about what you want, care about what you need. And when I say what you need the things in life that light you up, that make you feel great. And the more you are lit up and feeling great and adding things to your life that make you feel good, the more that your home environment reflects that. And the more that your relationship with your children and your partner starts to reflect that. But most importantly, the more that the relationship with yourself starts to reflect that. Less negative talk, less being mean to yourself, less negative chatter, because you're giving yourself what you need and what you want. And you're creating your life, which is what you're here to do. You're loving you, and everything starts to reflect that. So just wanted to share that parent hack. Create your day. Don't let your day create you. Sending you tons and tons of love. You are a rock star. You deserve to live your best life. So do it. Tons of love, guys.